lesson. We'll be going over the derivative of a function today. We're going over the three special rules when taking a derivative of a function. These three special rules are the chain rule, the product rule, and the quotient rule. After we're done going over these rules, we're going to be going over the examples using the technique. First, we'll go over the chain rule. The chain rule goes as follows. If you have a function within a function, then you have to take the derivative of the outer function first, and then the derivative of the inner function. So let's do an example. Say sine of x squared, where we have the function sine and the inner function x squared. Take the derivative of this. We take the derivative of the sine, which is cosine, and we multiply by the derivative of x squared, which is 2x. And we get the answer 2x cosine of x squared. Next, we'll be going over the product rule. For the product rule, it says if you have two functions multiplying each other, then it's the derivative of the first function plus the derivative of the second function, and multiply each of them by the original function of the opposite. Let's do an example of that. Say we have sine of x plus times cosine of x. Where we have two different functions, sine and cosine. We take the derivative of sine of x first, which is cosine of x, multiply it by cosine of x, and we add it to the derivative of the second one, which is negative sine of x times sine of x. We simplify that, and we get cosine squared of x minus sine squared of x. Now we'll go over the quotient rule. The quotient rule says if we have two functions dividing one another, it will be the derivative of the first function times the second function minus the derivative of the second function times the first function all over the second function. Okay, let's do an example of that. Let's say 1 minus x over 1 plus x. And to take the derivative of this, we will take the derivative of the first one, which is negative 1, and we multiply it by the second function. We subtract it by the derivative of the first one, which is 1, times the first function, and we put it all over the second function. Simplifying it, we get a negative 1 minus x minus 1 plus x, all over 1 plus x. Simplifying even further, we get a negative, the x crosses out, negative 2 over 1 plus x. To summarize, today we learned how to use the chain rule, the product rule, and quotient rule when taking the derivative. The derivative of a function you don't know how. Look in your textbook or click on this link below to figure out how to do that. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something today, and I hope you use this in your classes in the future. Thanks, and have a wonderful day.